All right. What is good, y'all? What is good? What is good? What is good? Get my camera all set up here. All right. Now that I got my setup all up and running, I was eating, busting down. All right, so let's get into these markets, man. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about today, specifically on, the charts that we've been talking about. Okay, so let me send this in. Telegram. Copy. Yeah, so basically, we'll just be talking about the trade that I took yesterday that I also sent to the Telegram. And just kind of what I'm expecting here for the markets today. I did not trade EUR USD. Unfortunately, missed the move on EUR USD. Due to me not paying attention. So all right. Let me move this out the way of the camera. All right. Let me see. Let me change one thing here. Properties. Let's go back to this. Got it. Let's do. All right, cool. Okay, so today is very simple. Today is very short. Let me send one more thing to the Telegram before we get started. But like I said, I'll just be breaking down. Okay, so like I said, I'll just be breaking down the trade that I took and the setup that I took along with it. Or the setup that I sent, shall I say, along with it. Matter of fact, if I can here, we can do. Yeah, we can add this up here. Hello. Here we go. What's good? I'm actually just gonna break down my trade that I took yesterday that I actually sent the setup for in Telegram. So I sent the setup in Telegram. So if you want to see the setup, the before of the setup, shall I say, it's in Telegram. But what we're just gonna do is I'm gonna simply just break down the trade that I took, and then we'll explain the next setups that I'm officially looking for. So give me 1 second here and we can go ahead and get started. All right, so we're looking at the gold markets. Now, for me personally, I'm biased to gold filling this gap here, and realistically, not just this gap. This is the level that we have our first level of resistance. So I'll be looking to clear some of my profits at this level, at this 23.38 levels. But what I'm overall anticipating is for gold to fill this gap, at least to like up here, 23. Let's say, let's find resistance. I would say within this level, from here to here. So anywhere from 23.44 to 23.50 is where I believe that price could officially go. But me personally, I'm going to look to potentially secure my profits here at a 1 to 2 at 23.38, because we do have some resistance there. I do believe that price could push through this, and then we could potentially see some type of move after that. Now I want to explain kind of the trade that I took I want to say YouTube. Learn and earn. Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. And you know what? I'm gonna stream every day this week. So I might not stream Friday, but I will be here. Tomorrow, Thursday, and I appreciate you talking about with my life, because I mean discipline is a part of every aspect of your life. So in areas that I'm not as disciplined, I tend to slip up. So I hadn't been going to the gym as much lately. I went to the gym this morning, got my workout in, got everything straight, make sure that I was up and ready to be active, not only for you guys here on this YouTube, but just more active in the Telegram community, sending my setups more, sending my trade ideas, things of that nature. And you guys will be seeing my face more and more. I promise you will. And I actually have a video coming out later today on YouTube as well that I'm going to post up about how we've been literally tagging gold for the past 3 weeks, because that's all we've been doing is trading gold. So you will see me more and more. I promise I will be going live more and more. So let's take a look, and let's start this off with the daily time frame. Okay, so actually the 4 hour. The 4 hours the cleanest. We're going to remove our drawings here so that I can explain to you guys, start to finish, what I was expecting coming into the markets this week. So last week on Friday, or Thursday and Friday, excuse me, we had this impulsive move to the downside here. So this was a big move to the downside after we had already been expecting for that week a bullish move to the upside here to retest in these levels. Now this wasn't last week. This was the week before last. Excuse me. This was happened for CPI. I believe it was either no. This was CPI move up, FOMC move down, another move back up. So, but all in all, we had this impulsive move to the downside. 2 weeks ago, we decided to start taking buys from these levels for price to fill this gap to this upside here. We took our first take profit at resistance within this level here. We got a corrective structure called in the Telegram. We got another bullish move up. We did not take this move. We sold this move down Monday of last week, and then we bought it back up for price to take out these highs, which we've seen, and price initially ended up filling this gap, which was all called in the Telegram. So you can go back through the Telegram, all the setups were called. So coming in for this current week, we had this impulsive move to the downside, similar to what we've seen happen here on a smaller scale. Now what we've seen happen is an impulsive move to the downside, followed by then a corrective structure. We know this is a corrective structure in comparison to this impulsive move because of the volume, and the volume we would see is the number of candles it took. So it only took, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to make this impulsive move to the downside, and it took weeks to fill it back up essentially. So what we were seeing here is that price, even though we got this impulsive move to the downside, price is still in the process of creating higher highs and higher lows within this structure here. So coming into this week, early on Friday, we had the last 4 hour candle close as a bullish 4 hour candle. That was an indication that price was finding some type of resistance within this level of demand here. And so then we got market open on Sunday, and when market open on Sunday, we closed with another bullish candle. I went ahead and took buys within this level, understanding that price will likely start to fill this gap to the upside with a stops below this low here, with an overall take profit at our 15-minute level of I think it's a 5-minute level of resistance, which was here. So this is overall where I have my take profit going. My entry is at 23.30 or 23.23, and then my take profit is up here at 23.40, 23.38 levels, where we have resistance. Now, though price has been very slow within this bullish wave, we have seen that we are still in the process of creating higher highs and higher lows within this structure here. So it's likely that price continues with this structure, but it's also possible that we can get an impulsive move up, potentially breaking this high here or this resistance here, and then from there we could potentially see a corrective structure back down. So that's why I want to be very picky on potentially taking profits. at this level here where we have our first sign of resistance, simply because I don't want to get caught up in this pulling all the way back down. This sell move could actually be a potential trade that we look to take to the downside, depending on if we get the structural change that we're looking for. So a bearish 4-hour candle closing after price breaks through this level would be a good indication, especially if that candle starts at the beginning or during the Sydney session, and then we see the volume carry through Tokyo session. It's likely that London session tomorrow morning can give us a steeper push down, potentially carrying out through New York session. Now obviously we're biased to the bullish wave, and price could in fact just go up to fill this gap. So there are some things that I will be needing to look for when price reaches this level. A couple of different confirmations which will help me going forward to manage this trade, because like I said, I do want to take profits at this level here, but if we can also see a continued push up to this level here, I would like to hold portions. But if we get our sell confirmation within this level of resistance, even within this level of resistance here within this box, then we could potentially be looking for sell moves to the downside following this impulsive move, a corrective structure, and then another potential impulsive move to the downside. So it's just one thing to keep in mind. The overall structure has been moving in a bearish cycle, but if we look at the larger time frame here, let's go to remove drawings. Let's go to the weekly. The previous weekly closed bearish after retesting in this level of demand up here. So this is why it's possible that we could see another push to the downside this week. But what's important to note, even specifically on this weekly time frame, is that when price came back into these lows right here, you can see these are our key lows, because this is our key low, because this is the high that broke for the previous high here, making this our key low. So price is remaining in a bullish structure until these lows are broken. So we can see that last week, or the week before last, shall I say, price came down here to this key level of demand at our key low, and it held this level of demand here, and then we've seen a bullish weekly closure, a push up, and then a push down. We could see this just being the top wick of this weekly, and then a push down for the week to close bearish. But as of right now, I like this structure as far as it being bullish here. And then if we can get a bullish daily closure, that's an extra confirmation that price could push up, and we could start to see something like this move here begin to happen on the daily time frame. Excuse me, let me circle it here. So a wave where we got this impulsive move to the downside, candle closes bearish on the daily, then we get a bullish daily closure, and we get a continued bullish push for the next 2 days. That's what I'm anticipating for price to come to our key level of resistance, which is where we have our take profit set at. So as of right now, I am bullish on gold, and this is what I'm looking for, or I guess this is what I'm holding as far as my trade. I've taken this trade on a couple of different funded accounts, a couple of different live accounts as well. Really doubling down on this for my funding challenges. So I took this at 2% on funding on my funding challenges, and I'm in at 1% on my funded accounts and my live accounts as well, my live accounts that I trade. So currently we're running about 1 to 5 risk to reward, 1 to 1.5 risk to reward. I'm looking for about a 1 to 2 on this trade. It is early Monday. So another thing that I want to take a look at here for this week is the economic data. So the economic data is what can essentially drive the markets higher. And soon here, I'll likely move stops to break even, just cover our losses for price to continue pushing bullish, just because we have so much bullish volume. Now let's go over here to my FX book. So we're gonna open up my FX book here, and we're just gonna take a look at some of the economic data that we have for this week. So today we had CAD CPI this morning. So let's go through. Where is it at? Monday. I could have sworn we had CPI for CAD today. CAD statement, Euro claims. Yeah, so okay. So we had some Euro news, some high impacting Euro news, the IFO business climate, which they were expecting a 89.7. They ended up, the previous was 89.3. They got 88.6, which, if I'm not mistaken, is worse than expected. So let's go ahead and click on this real quick. It won't let me pull it up for you guys for some odd reason. But essentially what this is, yeah, it was worse than expected. But what this did and how it influenced the market is, if we go back over here to the chart with EUR USD, we can see just how that news affected the markets early this morning during the London session. As you can see, price was in this bearish wave. We came down to a key level of demand. It did not break this low. This is our key low here. Did not break this low. Found some type of resistance at this level, consolidated, and then this morning at the release of the news, or before London session, shall I say, we started to see this bullish breakout, and then after the release of the news, price has just been on this bullish rampage to the upside, and it's likely that we could see price still fill this gap that we talked about last week back up to these levels up here. Overall, that's where I'm intending EUR USD to go. This will likely be the next trade I take for EUR USD. If we can get some type of corrective structure, especially if we can come back down into these levels here, I'd definitely be interested in a bullish move to the upside, or price can push up, break these highs, and then we start to get our corrective structure back down, and then we'll look for another impulsive move, likely an impulsive move bullish back up to this key level of resistance. Now, all of these trade ideas and setups are broken down in the Telegram. So this was all sent to the Telegram. Just like with the gold trade, I sent this setup, this gold bullish bias thesis yesterday, last night, a little bit after I took the trade. Just so that you guys can understand where I'm intending price to go, where I'm intending markets to go, and how I'm looking to capitalize. That's the whole purpose of this live. That's the whole purpose of the Telegram, is to help you guys capitalize on the markets and to be able to visually see the markets for yourself. So today we don't really have anything crazy. We got some impacting news for the Aussie dollar. Okay, CAD inflation rates. Okay, so we have inflation rates for CAD tomorrow. So CPI is for CAD is tomorrow, not today. So that is my fault there. I knew that we had CPI this week. I don't know why I thought it was today, but I did think it was today. Let's see. Let's go through for the USD. Nothing crazy tomorrow. Today is Pentecost, for those of you who don't know. Today is in fact Pentecost, or yesterday was Pentecost Sunday. So we have new home sales, high volume. We can expect this on, what is this, Wednesday? Yeah, so we can expect some high volume for the USD on Wednesday. The rate which was the previous rate, was 4.7. They're expecting a 2.9, which is relatively weak for the dollar. So we can see pairs such as EUR USD and gold be bullish after the release of this news, banking on that it's worse than expected. CAD and gold are opposite moving pairs. So CAD and gold are not opposite moving pairs. More so as gold and the DXY are opposite moving pairs. And you can actually see this more closely related as far as EUR USD and the DXY in general. So if you don't know, the DXY is the dollar currency index. So let's take a look at it over here. So the DXY, and this is actually going to be explained on that video about gold today that I am going to be posting just on how to read this as far as the DXY in comparison to the EUR USD. It is literally almost an inverted chart of EUR USD, the DXY is. So if we were to look up USD EUR, you would see just how closely related the two markets are. So let's see. Let's pull this up here. USD EUR. Okay, so we got the market here. So this is EUR USD inverted, and this is the DXY. So as far as structure is concerned, they're practically identical structures as far as wave. We have this move to the upside here, impulsive move up, another impulsive move down, even though this is a corrective structure. High volume, impulsive move up to create a new high, correction, and then we had another move up, push down. So if we look at this as far as in comparison to the DXY, you can see that we had that impulsive move up followed by that impulsive move down. That even though it was a correction, another impulsive move up to break the high, push down, a break of the high again. So the DXY and EUR USD, I guess you could say, are the most closely related in terms of opposing structures. But as far as gold is concerned, it helps to understand what the DXY is doing. So the DXY today has been relatively bearish, right? So we're in this bearish wave for the DXY, though price created a new high within this level here. Today, what we're focusing on, this is the 4-hour time frame, has been bearish. So we can expect a bullish move to happen for gold because the dollar is weakening. So if the dollar is getting weak, that means each dollar per gold ounce is now, it costs more dollars, shall I say, now to buy gold because the dollar is getting weaker. So therefore, we would see charts like gold go up in times where the dollar is relatively weak. So I hope that answers your question. So let's get back to what we can expect this week for news. So let's go to the news here. Hold on, let me, so that you guys can see this. All right, so we have, the CAD CPI. That's then we have new home sales for the USD. Now, what we're expecting is this number to be worse than before. And why is because homes are relatively expensive in the US as of right now with the current interest rates that you're having to pay on homes, which is making buyers more fearful of jumping into the buyer market here for which is why we're expecting to see worse numbers, and we're expecting that to have a negative effect on the DXY and on the dollar currency index, shall I say. So then Thursday we have some Euro news, so we will definitely want to tap into the Euro this week. We got a lot of Euro news, and Euro is already moving in the direction we anticipate, and we want to see it fill that gap to the upside. These news events that we have one Wednesday. We don't have one tomorrow, I don't believe, for Euro. Yeah, no. So just CAD on Tuesday, but Wednesday and Thursday for the Euro, we can be expecting an increase in volume, just like how we saw today. Also with the DXY as well. So we got core PCE prices coming out, durable goods. So Thursday will be a interesting day, so we'll have to see how price is moving and where we're at structurally Wednesday, and then that'll help us set up a bias for what we can expect for these Thursday news. Depending on where we're at structurally for gold, this could be an influence to the downside or to the upside. But let's see what we're looking at here. The previous was 3.1. The anticipated, which is the GDP growth rate for Q1, is expected to be 1.3%, which is worse than what we have here. So if these end up, and let's say we come out at, let's say, like a 1.2%, that'll be worse than expected. Even though we're already expecting it to go down, we can expect this to be relatively bearish for the dollar. And then on Friday we have inflation rates coming out for the euro. So yeah, euro is going to be hot this week. A lot with the DXY. We got a lot of stuff coming out this week. You know, tomorrow, or I guess you could say Wednesday on for the throughout the rest of the week, a lot of high volume, high impacting news that can give us some good setups in the markets to capitalize on. We'll pull this back up. So currently rocking in gold trades, absolutely, well, not quite risk free yet. I haven't taken my stop ups to break even, but I will shortly after this live ends. You can see we're at 23.32, 31 roughly. Finding some type of resistance at within this level here, but overall price is still within this bullish wave, and the DXY is still looking to be bearish as it continues to push to the downside. So we're going to continue to hold this position here. Can you share your views on CAD CHF? Yeah, I'll share my views on it, but I want to also make note that I used to trade a lot of pairs, like all the USD pairs and most of the JPY pairs. And in the past, I want to say 3 or 4 months, I just solely started looking at these two pairs, and I've seen an increase. Well, actually, I already knew because I have a documented journal that these two pairs were my most successful pairs over the past 2 years. So I figured, you know, I probably could increase my win rate and my profit if I just focus on these two pairs, which is why I made the decision a couple months back to only focus on gold and EUR USD. So as far as sending setups, and I don't mind breaking down any charts that you guys want to take a look at, but as far as sending setups to the group, it'll mostly be EUR USD, gold, and DXY, as we'll look to ride the volume off of that. So let's take a look here at CAD CHF. What we can see happen here. Let's start with the weekly time frame. Previous weekly closed bullish. This is a good sign because you got a previous weekly to close bullish with, yep, exactly what I was expecting here. A reversal off of a monthly demand zone. You can see that's why this previous weekly closed bullish. After tapping into this level, we tapped into that monthly demand zone. Why is this the monthly demand zone? Because this is the first bullish monthly candle that started this bullish wave to the upside. Now we're starting to see a move to the downside, even though this has been trickling down to the downside here. That's not as important because of the fact that we're looking at the monthly time frame. So what we can expect on the weekly time frame is a weekly bullish closure. I would like to see this weekly fill this wick to the upside. Let's take a look on the daily time frame. The daily time frame already breaking this high here. We could see some type of deeper correction from this level here, but overall I would want to see CAD CHF push back up into these levels, and with the volume that we are expecting from the CPI core news tomorrow, this is something that you could likely see. If volume starts to die down here for the rest of the day and the rest of the session, looking tomorrow at London session, New York session for a continued bullish move is what I would anticipate. Coming off of this previous weekly forming a bullish candle off of a monthly level of demand, this is a good rejection zone. This is how I see it. This is a strong rejection zone, and if it closed bullish as a bullish engulfing after tapping into this level, it's likely that we could see this weekly at least make a steeper bullish move to the upside. And the first level of real resistance that we have is within these levels up here. So that's what I can expect for CAD CHF. Be wary of a potential correction after breaking this high. We could start to see this correct back down, but as long as price does not break these lows here, and then let's say if it does push back down into these lows and you get a strong bullish reaction off of this level here, a buy up would be what I'd be looking for. So that is pretty much it for today. I'm just going to continue to hold gold here. We're going to move stops to break even probably sooner than later. I definitely want to see this candle close bullish. 1 hour or 30-minute looks like it's closing bearish, so we could see a steeper move to the downside here. But the fact that price broke this high is a good sign, so it's just a slow process here with gold. Gonna likely move stops to break even, cover my tracks, put stops below this low here, and then just let price play out. At this point, there's nothing more that we can do but sit and just be patient to wait for this structure to play out. However, it's going to play out, whether good, bad, or ugly. We just got to be patient. So that is pretty much it for me today. I hope that you guys got some type of value out of this live in some way, shape, or form. I hope that you was able to learn something new. And like I said, just get some type of value out of this session. I will be back on here tomorrow. So if you guys want to tap into the stream tomorrow, I will be back live tomorrow. We're breaking down what we see happen for gold and, updates on that. And then the next moves that I'll be anticipating and looking for. So appreciate everybody for tapping in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.